For all those people who said hate wasn't enough to drive voting, you were wrong. Hey, greetings everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Heroes Peak podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Not as always, because last week I saw James outdo me with excitement and energy, and I just don't have that. I don't know where he gets it from. I even left my drink upstairs tonight.
You know what happened? James got
really
his hands on some of the Trump
he got
COVID drugs, and he got
Trump's extra hit.
I feel 20 years younger.
That's right. I'm immune to the world. He's really freaking nuts. So with me tonight, minus my...
lost your audio, Chris.
Oh, did you lose my audio?
Can you hear Chris, Keith?
I hear both.
I can't hear you either.
You can't.
Uh-oh, Mike.
I think it's you, Mike.
Mike, drop.
Hang on, guys. I can't hear either of you.
Drop the mic.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
I thought I was on a roll, but I guess not. Mike is sabotaging my...
yeah, it was a sabotage.
My host.
There you go.
All right. So with me today, I have my two co-hosts. I got Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Leroy Jenkins.
Forward without thinking about it. Just go. And of course, Keith. How you doing, Keith?
Yo.
So, and hopefully we'll get a bit of Brooksy a little bit later. So today, what we're looking at is first we're going to talk a little bit about the NBA Finals. James gets his fourth title, and he wants his respect for it. Then we're going to talk about maybe a little bit of politics, some Trump craziness, maybe ACB, and then finally we're going to spend most of it talking about The Boys Season 2, and we're going to spoil the hell out of that because that was banging.
That was nuts. I saw that last episode last night, and I was just like, wow.
That's so weird because your video is totally frozen.
Yeah, so is yours actually on your end.
Your voice was going.
You were still coming through, but
yeah, like you could hear the voice, but your video was frozen.
Yeah, I can't see you guys. You're frozen right now, but.
Mike, you're having some streaming issues.
Mike is having some issues. Like I don't have any problems with
I think someone knows he might have a laptop he's not.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me pause the recording. All right, I started the recording again. Yeah, that voice was crazy.
Dude, I love this episode. Like that was definitely
I got what was coming to her, so we'll talk about that later.
Man, I can't even feel more satisfied by everything that happened to Stormfront. I can't even feel more satisfied.
And I was kind of sad that Homelander didn't get his, but you got to expect it because the show's got to keep going.
Because, right? Yeah, like he's a linchpin. Like, yeah, the show's got to keep going, but like he definitely has. Like, there's some comeuppance for him.
Yeah.
Now I feel like what's the other one's name? Who's like Wonder Woman?
Oh, Queen Maeve.
Queen Maeve.
Yeah.
I feel like if like next season is definitely going to be her angst against him.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But this, I have no complaints about. Well, do I have any complaints about that? I feel like, it had things that I didn't even expect. Like I figured that she was gonna get like there was some comeuppance for it. I did not expect what happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad the mom died though.
Yeah,
That's traumatic to have done as a kid.
Yeah, let's talk about that when he gets back.
Their mother and father too, they all have an urge, and oh what an urge for something to munch and chew. Now these are just swell, and this rings the bell. The popcorn is crispy and hot. Then others again have a terrible yen for a drink that hits the spot. Go. So if you want candy, the lobby is handy. A counter with sweets and a crew. With your kind permission, we're having a mission. We're ready to serve all of you.
Okay. Yes. Okay, mic check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right there, Mike.
All right. Here.
Yeah, we see you.
Whenever you're ready, Chris. Let me make sure we're recording. Yeah, we are. We're good.
Yeah, I think we've been recording.
Yeah, I paused it for a bit, but we're good.
I'm trying all these new teas to see what can calm me down and get me like be able to sleep. This
Hmm.
coffee really wasn't doing. Coffee was not the right thing.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, I'm old. It never used to bother me, but of course I used to stay up to like 2, 3 in the morning. Can't do
Yeah.
that anymore. All right, where were we? Well, we were talking about. I think we're gonna move to the NBA Finals.
Yes.
King James gets his 4th ring. The Lakers themselves get 17, I think.
Lord, so insufferable, yo.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, they act like they deserve it again.
You know, they did play a good game that last game. Like, they just blew Miami out of the water.
Well, I mean, they got Miami at least pushed them that 5th game.
Miami
Mhm.
did not have.
Yeah.
They didn't have the big man.
Right. I noticed that when I watched is that Miami, like, they all felt like a foot shorter and like 50 pounds lighter than everybody
Yeah.
else.
I feel like they did a yeoman's job of what their performance during that finals. Like, because after that first game, I think a lot of people thought that it was going to be a sweep. Like,
Oh yeah, it looked like it.
they look so much like they look so severely outmatched. But really, Jimmy Butler, I really have to say, like, he's been one of my favorites. But like, people have underestimated him, have undersold him for so long. I'm
Yeah.
really glad that he actually had this emergence right now. Like, he deserves that respect. And I'm gonna say this about LeBron. Off-court LeBron, he's above reproach. I love human being LeBron.
Hmm.
The
He's one of the
criticism-
best in the
He's
league.
probably one of the best examples of like sportsmen in
Mhm.
like in his real life, like how you would want your sportsman to be. Now, that being said, basketball LeBron, I hate basketball LeBron. Dude, like, just, and you know it all started. I appreciated LeBron. I understood his dominance, and it was cool, and I celebrated him. But then when it started coming down to the MJ comparisons, like, I feel like what his speech at the end of that, like getting that what you call it award, was so un-MJ like.
Mhm.
MJ never had to beg for no respect. Like, he's not out there saying like he just doesn't give me any of the feels of greatness. Like,
Yeah, there's something missing, right? Yeah.
here you go, Frozen again.
Yeah, I'm frozen too. And you guys are frozen to me, but all right, go on.
Well,
Hopefully the
Jane-
recording's
yeah.
not.
Keith is not frozen to me. You are, Mike. So
Chris
Yeah.
isn't frozen to me. Like,
it's us versus you.
Yeah, it's us versus you.
Oh, I had this thought today about LeBron's whole respect thing, and I'm going to say it this way: LeBron is a great player. He's one of the best, if not the best, of his current generation.
He's definitely the best of his current generation.
But as respect goes, he is always and constantly being compared to the best of all time. Whether Jimmy in New Jersey doesn't give him the respect of being the top player doesn't really matter. If you lose a competition against the greatest of all time, you've been compared against the greatest of all time.
Oh, facts.
That is respect.
Hmm.
There is a certain amount of respect to the just being in the conversation.
Yeah, because everybody's not in that conversation.
That's
And-
right. Nobody's going. Is Jimmy Butler the greatest of all time?
Exactly.
He's a great player. He was right there. No, I don't hear Allen Robinson being put in that conversation all the time,
Yeah.
right? Shaq. I mean, every once in a while you hear his name, but not really. No,
Not
James
Drake
is
Zappa.
James is constantly in that conversation. He's constantly on the list. It's constantly a question, which means he's getting respected as one of the greats. Just because you're not the greatest
I
doesn't
agree
mean
with
you're
that.
not one of the greats. So that's my idea of he's getting the respect, even if every Joe Bob in Arkansas isn't putting him on their top four. He's in there.
And you're 100% correct, and I'm glad that you brought out that you pointed to that. Like, I feel like it makes him look so much weaker by verbalizing it. Like, bro, like, look at the situation. Like, is anyone comparing J.R. Smith with Jordan? No. Like, they're comparing you with Jordan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like there's respect in that. Like, whether you feel like the vitriol on your side, like that's coming towards you, like, people are actually respecting you by entertaining the conversation. Bro.
Exactly. Yeah, and you don't hear like Magic Johnson coming out and going, "Man, why is Jordan always being said he's better than me?"
Exactly. Like, it's just a certain way you got to carry it. Like, I feel like LeBron really like is a corny dude who got good genetics. He's corny, man. Like, but I love him as a person. But I just feel like he has some inner corny machinations. Like,
Well, what's funny, like he has great personality outside of like his commercials have personality. Like I watch an Aaron Rodgers commercial, and it's really flat. Like Tom Brady doesn't do commercials because he has no personality outside of the game, right? But LeBron has some of that. He's got some commercial to him, and that helps you be one of the top stars, right? You know, sure, everybody can get a Head and Shoulders commercial if you play really well, but you're not getting to that next commercial level if you are not a little bit better than everybody else and have some personality to it.
this is a fact.
You know, for all of Jordan's faults, he was so, like, whenever you saw a video of him talking to crowds or walking around, there was something about him, his demeanor, his personality. Like, it wasn't like he was a funny guy or anything like that, but he never felt like standoffish, but he always felt like he was carrying the weight of stardom and greatness with such ease. And we watched an entire documentary showing how hard it actually was, but it just, like, I never saw him on TV and went, man, that guy's just can't sleep at night because everything's so big, too big for him. All right, is that all? Mike, what do you have to say about the Lakers?
Well, it is what it is.
Well,
Yeah, like, whatever. They won another one. Yeah, okay.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I felt when the Green Bay won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. I was like, they're good. What am I supposed to do about it? Well,
yeah, we're missing the two people who would be the most excited.
I know, right?
So.
James has been crowing about being a bandwagon fan for weeks now. And Brooksy, I'm sure, is just like, maybe she's at a parade or something. I don't know. All right. The only other sports news I want to say is, what the hell, Tennessee Titans? And why are we entertaining games with a whole team that's like 23 personnel sick? Like, what is that? Anybody? No. I just had to say it out loud.
Yeah.
I know. I live near the Buffalo area, and Buffalo's their next game, and it's put real weirdness on the games and the schedule.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you continue unless they're like throw all those guys into a containment unit and bring on, you know, every XFL guy that got fired last year.
Yeah.
I hear He Hate Me needs a new job.
Uh-huh.
Oh, did you guys see The Rock bought an XFL team?
No. Did he?
Yeah. Like,
Huh.
is that still a thing?
I didn't know it was. I guess so.
Because they tried again. Like, this is the second or third time they've tried to
Yeah,
launch
is this
the
still
XFL.
it's still a Vince McMahon joint?
They should just like team with the Canadians and make
Yeah.
a league that way.
Uh,
Enough-
I don't
they
think the CFL's interested.
Right. Well, I mean, like the whole XFL thing was supposed to be grittier and like it was like a '90s reboot from the WWE,
Right.
where
Yeah.
there was supposed to be like less rules, more drool, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. It failed hard though.
It did. It did. NFL fans were like, "These guys didn't make the team. Why am I watching?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's arena football for that viewing.
Exactly. Yep.
Have you ever been? My dad used to take me to arena football games. Have
No,
you ever
never.
been? It's
Mm.
it's actually kind of fun because it is
Yeah.
really quick. Like you talk about like 12 guys on 50 yards. It's like half court basketball.
Yeah.
It's tight and fast. So
Mhm.
and they could like go into the walls and shit. So
Yeah. I've seen some games, but
yeah,
never
kind of like
been-
they mixed a little bit of hockey in there.
Yeah. Right.
All right. I want to have a couple politics. Politics things.
Womp womp.
So first of all, we just did a live Trump Biden thing. What the hell was that called?
The debate. Yeah.
Debate. Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
We did the debate, and we did the vice presidential debate,
Mhm.
and that was fun. I had a good time with that. Got to yell about stupid people. Oh, and shout out to my brother.
Mhm.
My brother who says that we are an echo chamber. Hi, Phil. He's off gallivanting the world or something. I wanna
the
tell
spy.
him-
That's right. Your brother, the spy.
My brother is a spy. I'm going to answer you back on your questions. I just have been very busy. So don't think I'm running away from our conversation. I'm going to get you.
Mhm.
And I invited him on. Maybe we'll do a Saturday or something. Okay. So the point of this part of the conversation was to say that what the hell, Trump is positive for COVID, and they canceled the second presidential debate, but the two of them are still doing a town halls by themselves because Trump decided he didn't want to do a video debate.
Yeah.
I need your opinion on what's going on here. This
Yeah.
is
So
wild.
he was too chicken to.
Chicken Trump.
Yeah, because they were gonna cut his mic right when he tried to interrupt over a video over Zoom. So
Yeah, they'd have too much control.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because
And part of his plan, part of his actual plan was the interruptions. They were trying to get Joe flustered to be able.
yeah,
to,
his stutter.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I know it was part of his thing. It didn't help him at all. It just made him look worse because it's not like Trump can continue an argument just a little too long. Like Kamala would just like keep talking. I need to finish this out, and she would keep talking past her 2 minutes. Like that's not Trump. Trump was just like a 2-year-old with a megaphone. Like
Right.
no.
Yeah, I can't see how anybody like. I heard the punditry after, and people were like, "Oh, it was like two children debating." And I'm thinking to myself, like, no, one person was legitimately trying to debate.
Mm-hmm.
There was one person there that was trying to debate, like, and then there was one acting like a 5-year-old. Like it was. Trump definitely had no intentions of following any of the debate rules.
Yeah, the hard part is they always want to take like, so Biden is not going to answer the thing about the court packing. That is not really a Biden move. It's not something he wants to do. He also doesn't want to say he's not going to do it because he doesn't want to say that out loud either. But the media continually acts like him not answering that one question equals everything that Trump was doing. They're like, but Biden, like,
Yeah, they're trying to
no.
create these equivalencies. Like now, the big thing is the court packing. Like no equivalency whatsoever to.
And it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, as soon as you talk to an historian, you'll see all this shit is just like happens every couple of centuries. That the same debates come up and the same questions come up, and whatever. So anyway, so we're talking about. We're not sure if we're gonna do a live one. We may. So apparently October 15th is the town halls. So they're going to be doing separate town halls, which I really hope Biden really says, like, dude, that dude's doing a town hall because he refused to debate me because he was being a
So
chicken.
wait,
I lost you, Mike. I won't wait because you.
Yeah, wait was the last word I heard, Mike.
That's right. So I guess the question is who's recording now? Is it recording us who's talking, or is it recording Mike?
Yeah, that's you.
what's going on? I lost your audio for a minute.
Yeah, we lost you
We
too.
lost you too.
You're on a bad night.
Yeah.
And the third debate, but apparently they did agree on a third debate on October 22nd.
Yeah, that was planned out already. The 22nd was already planned.
But they didn't cancel it. Like they canceled the
No.
second one, and this whole shit rigmarole went on. But
Because
now
in 2 years,
we're still
you
doing
figured
the
he'd be
third.
fine by then, right?
Hey, to be honest, and I thought this about Hillary too. The more the debates, the better,
Mhm.
because it hit. When people hear Trump talk off script, his approval numbers dip. Like,
But he's
Yeah,
always talking off script.
no. I mean, like, not at a rally where the news goes. Trump said this one thing. Like, everybody's watching him, and he's getting nuttier and stupider, right? Like that, and the other person compared to them looks better and better. Like Biden's numbers skyrocketed after this.
And not
So-
because of anything Biden did. That's the
Right. It's not. Yeah, he didn't have to do anything.
My whole thing, like people are like, oh, Biden should have said this, that, and the other. I'm like, no, like Biden
Nope.
should do what he's doing and let Trump kill himself. Like
Yeah.
that's what he's doing.
We discussed last week, Chris, when you were out, we discussed the debate, and Keith and I were talking about how, like, it's really just Biden's to lose, so the less he says, the better.
The less he says, the better. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Trump has nothing to say but the craziness that he's saying. So let
Mhm.
him keep talking crazy. Like the numbers are reflecting it.
He's
But I
desperate.
really hope that people. I'm a little bit scared of these numbers though, and like the picture that it's painting. And I hope that people aren't getting comfortable. And you're gonna get those people who are like, oh well, I'm not gonna go out and vote because like this is already in the bag.
Well, that is a scary thought. But we've seen right now early voting numbers are going through the roof. People are
Through
waiting.
the roof. We're actually almost at we're actually almost at the numbers of actual full voting. Like,
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
like the full season voters. Like
people are putting their asses out there for 3, 5, 10 hours to vote, which proves the worst things about the country, that someone has to wait 12 hours to vote. But they're out there, they're trying to get it done. And for all those people who said hate wasn't enough to drive voting, you were wrong. Hate is driving this vote right now. And it's sad. It
Right.
shouldn't be that, but it is that. And
and I feel like it's totally reasonable if we all see the universal hate that like
mhm,
over 60% of the country has the same hate. Cool, let it drive us.
right.
Like,
And then
cool.
And then in 4 years, we can decide if Biden lived up to any of the things that he was supposed to do.
Exactly.
That's fine.
And that's fine. But that to me is that's more of the thing you do every 4 years than this Trump thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this can't keep happening. Like, this Trump regime, we get 4 more years of this. This American experiment is really on rocky ground.
Well, and as we've seen, like, they've pushed and pushed and pushed every, not even just like niceties and stuff. They've pushed laws and they've pushed illegal acts right to the edge. I mean, the fact that The
You
fact that California is having somebody put out fake drop boxes
and
for votes.
they're not pulling them off. Like
Right. They haven't sent police out there immediately to take those things down. What the hell is that?
So my question is, why aren't the Democrats out there with baseball bats bashing them things?
because
They would probably get arrested.
So, yeah. Oh, too bad.
now see like that's it, and it's sad that we gotta ask like Democrats
Mm-hmm.
who are the more reasonable people to like why aren't we out there being unreasonable? Like it's
Yeah.
just
I know, I get it, but we have to fight fire with fire sometimes.
I feel you. I totally feel you. Like, and Trump makes it very hard to like.
At this point, they have no morals, no standards. Anything goes.
The sad
Yeah.
thing for me is that voting has somehow not been a question that is constantly on the lips of people talking to the candidates.
Mm,
Like voting rights should be number one priority. Everything else falls in line from voting rights. You know, the ability to do your court packing or your SCOTUS stuff, the ability to pass laws to get M4A for all those people, the ability to, you know, decide on the taxes and we want to pay or whatever, or foreign policy, all comes from the fact that we choose the people in charge. And voting rights, everything stems from that. And it should be number one on everybody's list, but it's not the number one on most lists I've seen.
yeah.
Actually, I think that that's all. That all of that is purposeful. If the country was really, really wanting closer to 100% suffrage and 100% like voter, like population voter turnout, like the government would do things to encourage that. But we have a very fractured government. Like they literally are two gangs, and by the numbers of just blanket registered voters,
Mhm.
the Republicans are on the losing end. So they don't want 100% of people to vote.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Right.
Like, so it's kind of like,
Right. They've got to hold on to the one job, the one majority they have, and that's districts.
Mm-hmm.
and you look at the crazy lines that they make up on the districts, like come on, like who?
Yeah, gerrymandering is sad.
Gerrymandering is the saddest shit ever. Like, but this is what the Republicans are focused on winning. Democrats are not focused on winning. They're focused on trying to govern.
Yeah, we had that conversation earlier. You missed it, Mike. Me and Keith were talking about the differences and how the Republicans are able, even though they have some desperate groups, are able to get together and just like say, yeah, as long as we get power, we've won something. And the Democratic side is a lot more infighting in trying to gain, and when we do gain any kind of power, find it really hard to get the most done because nobody really wants to give up anything.
Mm.
And there's too many points to be proven on the Democratic side. Like,
Yeah.
Republicans legitimately hated Trump.
Oh yeah, there's a whole. I mean, the fact that even a small number right now are vocally hating them is wild to me.
Yeah.
But
But it's funny, but look at the people who totally flip, like Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham, Ted
yo,
Cruz,
you're
yeah.
talking about your wife. But that just goes to show you, like, okay, the Republican agenda being different than right now. Biden being in pro position, you still have conversations among Green Party, the Democrats. Are they gonna
Are they gonna vote?
I'm not gonna vote for Biden. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's just dumb.
Yeah, they don't want to make any progress. They just want to be. All right. So there's two more parts to this. Number one, in relation, the Amy Coney Barrett current nomination is currently being held in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shit show, as we would expect. The Republicans are going off talking about, hey, what's your family Thursday meal and shit like that, because they don't want to ask her any tough questions. A couple of great questions from Democrats, but she won't answer them because she doesn't have to. She's not even taking notes. Another fly landed to try to, God is like
Actually, we need to
sending
fact
his.
check that. We need to fact check the fly though. I think that's right.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. I should look before I.
Yeah, before we drop the fly.
Yeah, it's all right. And then one thing I wanted to bring up was a surprise was the FBI stopped a group of a Michigan terrorist militia from kidnapping the governor of Michigan. What the hell is going on? Mike, what's going on? Tell us from your view from above the country, your 100-mile view of beautiful America, what is happening?
Oh, you guys have let the crazies wander the streets, man.
We don't
How
stop.
nuts is that? Yeah, they wanted to kidnap the governor
Mm-hmm.
and do who knows what. I still don't understand what the end game was for that. Like, what were they going to do? Just hold her there?
A civilian trial.
Mm.
They were going to put on a trial before they where she could have been executed at the end of like.
And then Trump says like, she's still she's being divisive. He called her
Yeah.
divisive.
Like literally siding with the damn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and so did the local sheriff or something. Didn't the
Well,
local sheriff say
The
something?
sheriff was like, "Well, if they just wanted to arrest her, I could understand." Like,
It's technically legal under
What?
Section 4. Like,
what do you, yo?
the hell, dude? It tells you where these guys' brains are at. Is that they don't want law and order. They'll say the words because it means something. It doesn't mean following the rules and being helpful to one another and everybody wants to live in harmony. It's nothing like that. It's listen to us. We're going to tell you what to do. That's what their law and order means.
So Eric Trump had a campaign event scheduled in Michigan that he had to
really?
cancel. He had to cancel because it was at a gun store that used to employ one of the guys who was arrested in the plot to kidnap the governor. Did you not?
This is like a writer of a television show going, no, you can't make those connections are too obvious. We gotta spread out these storylines.
Yep.
These guys they're too
Wow.
too bumbling.
You couldn't even write that up cleaner.
That's right.
I
mean-
mean, it's like a terrible heist movie, you know?
All right, didn't one of Trump's the fourth one of Trump's campaign managers, now he was arrested? Like all four have been arrested.
You talking about Brad Pascal?
Yeah, the guy
Yeah.
who was like naked with a gun and like his wife wouldn't have sex with him or something like that.
But he went Florida crazy. He was down in Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
He turned into Florida Man, the one you Google.
But like they've all been arrested. Like
Yeah.
that's not a coincidence, guys.
Except for Kellyanne, she's the only one who hasn't been.
But she wasn't a manager though. She wasn't.
Yeah, her family is
She
basically
was towards the end. Yeah, she was at the end.
yeah, but her daughter basically.
Yeah, she's got other stuff going on. Like,
Oh, yeah.
my family is very tense.
I don't know. How do you live like that with your family online? Like,
Even arrested might be a blessing for her.
Yeah, right?
All right. All right. Speaking of crazy politics and a wild world of writing, we're now going to talk about The Boys.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
You've heard of this. You've seen this, right? You know what that is.
It is unavoidable. It is your destiny.
Is this not why you are here?
Do or do not. There is no try.
Knock that shit off.
As if you've watched season 1, we're assuming you've watched season 1 and season 2, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to spoil the hell out of it because Boys season 2, we've mentioned it before, is just wild. It's crazy. It's violent, and I loved every minute of it. So, I don't know. So do you guys want to talk about the end first, or do you want to
first off, let me ask
walk
you,
us there?
Let me ask, do you think season 2 was better than the first season?
I knew we were going to get that question.
The hardest part about that, because you get that question with every good season 1 and 2 show,
Mhm.
And the hardest part is like season 1. It's like Star Wars Episode 4. It has a special place in your heart because everything was new. You had never seen. I'm like, I remember sitting there in the first few episodes of season 1, going, "This is not what I was expecting. And this is so crazy." Because it was this. I was expecting this dark, brooding, Zack Snyder world, and it really wasn't. It was this bright, colorful, but like corporate machine superhero evil corporation world, but everything was like sunshine and daisies and blood.
And blood.
I like how they went in deeper into the corporate structure this year.
I think they really went deep into psychological issues of each of the characters, parallels of those psychological issues of those characters.
Do we have a synopsis of season 2 we can give to the audience, or?
Superheroes be crazy. All right.
Well, so I mean, the main thing was a Compound V this season, right? It got released or got stolen, or.
All right, so I'm gonna get up the IMDb.
Okay.
So I can give you the synopsis. It's probably just gonna give me the overall synopsis of the show.
Yeah, probably.
Let me see here. No, it doesn't really have one for the show. It's just a group of vigilantes take down a corrupt superheroes that use their powers. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
really...
basically, this season we got introduced to Stormfront. We found out more about Compound V. We found out that that Vought Corporation has been dosing babies and creating superheroes and super terrorists, basically. And they want Compound V released to the market.
So season 1 was very simple, direct. It was revenge plot by Butcher against superheroes that killed his wife.
Right.
And it was the discovery of Vought Enterprises' use of Compound V and actually creating superheroes. It was basically those two main things through the lens of a couple of various people. Season 2 was a little more like an explosion. Everybody had their own little plot. Right. So you're talking about A-Train and Deep getting kicked, trying to come back to the Seven. You've got Starlight and the boys, all trying to take down Vought, not just Homelander, but Vought, knowing that Homelander is the one in their way. You got Homelander trying to just deal with the world as it is, and he's having a lot of trouble. You've got the introduction of the history of Vought through Stormfront,
right?
Basically a Nazi experiment in superheroes, right? Yeah. And then you've got Butcher's wife actually being alive with a son that's not Butcher's, and what that does to those two people. And they all intermingle and intermix. So there's just like this huge explosion of little mini plots.
Right.
Or then I would say, and I guess the single thing that brings them together is there like a single storyline that brings them together? They all kind of just happen at the same time. Like if I said what was the main storyline of those, what was it? Is it Homelander's mental stability?
Yeah, I agree.
Because he seems to be the central character more than like him and Butcher are like these wonderful little opposites, and they went into that a little bit with Butcher's father, the whole introduction of Butcher's father for that one episode, as an abusive guy who got his brother to commit suicide, and then didn't the FBI lady basically said something to Butcher that they were the same? No, it wasn't him. It was his wife. Now I'm having trouble with the details. But basically that Butcher has been like this maniac, uncaring, like one one goal kind of guy.
Yeah.
And to be honest, he was kind of mirroring a Homelander a bit in that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what turned Butcher around when he was about to give up the kid. He was willing to give up the kid his wife cared for, and then he had that change of heart at the last minute, the second to last episode. You guys remember that?
Well, he had a change of heart, I feel like, because of her, though.
Well, I think his.
And I'm not talking about the final scene.
No, not the final scene. It's about the moment when he confesses to his wife that he was gonna sell the kid out for her.
Like I think she represented something. I don't know if Homelander had the same character in his storyline, but in what's his name?
Butcher?
In Butcher's storyline, his wife actually like he could lie to and attack and and anybody else. She was like the center of decency in him.
Yeah, the moral center. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
He was like his moral center. So like anybody else, he would have been able to continue going on with the plan that he had started about, like, oh, I'm gonna get rid of the kid and just like him. But her devotion to the kid became his devotion to the kid,
Right.
regardless of his thoughts about what happened around it.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Respected that about him.
A good point to what we found was Butcher's moral center was his wife. And what we found was that Homelander's moral center was his feeling of being wanted. Like that's what he wants.
Yeah.
That's his entire world. Like he wanted the kid when he thought that would reflect on him a certain way. Like being a dad. Like that would be him. He would also take that role. But that didn't work out. So he was with Stormfront when Stormfront wanted him, and he was all right with being with a white supremacist because he was their champion. He was their center, and he wanted that. He was all good with that, right? And in the very end, the last shot. So again, we're talking spoilers here. The very last shot of Homelander of the whole series is Homelander on a mountaintop trying to jerk it to the idea that he can do anything he wants.
Yeah, that was sick, right?
And basically splooging on the city.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he wanted. Like he wants to be that important.
Yeah.
That everybody that was a final shot I was not prepared for.
Yeah, I know. That was crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sitting there watching it with my girl.
What did she? She was like, "What?" Yeah, because at first it was like a close up of his face, and he's just like, "I can do whatever I want."
Like you know what he's doing.
Yeah.
It didn't take very long before you could see.
Mm-hmm.
Like flacka. Wait. What? Oh.
So, let's talk about a couple of the other characters here. Let's talk about Stormfront. She was a very interesting addition to this show, and it was very.
Is she dead?
I assume so.
If she's not dead, she's an Anakin.
We know she's dead because like she was.
Yeah.
Like they sent her straight back to German. Like
wow, that was
beat her ass back to 1939.
But was she? Did she expire? Did she die?
So you did not see it. You basically saw her in the Anakin Skywalker burned to a crisp, lost all her limbs.
100% hope she's back in season 3. I 100%.
As a robot, like a German Nazi bot.
No, like then she was able to withstand
his direct shot to her.
Yeah, so like I'm assuming she has some kind of healing factor.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, but damn, how powerful was that kid's blast then?
That's another storyline. Like, I
Damn.
definitely think he's going to be more powerful than Homelander.
Yeah, because he's natural born, right? So,
And apparently the first natural born one. But I'm thinking that season 3 might give way to others.
So the whole idea that you have this 80-year-old, character who's gone through, you saw like one hint of her doing a hate crime back in the day, right? And then she reveals herself very willingly. She really wasn't trying to hide it very much.
pretty much, yeah.
What I thought was the most telling shot of the entire series was in the alleyway when Homelander kills the guy in the alley, the low-level criminal, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they start screwing in the alleyway. I was like, yeah, that's symbolic of America screwing white supremacy, right? That's like it can't be anything else. That's a political statement if I've ever seen one on television.
Mm-hmm.
Like America's love for white supremacy.
Well, it's funny because you can see him, like, when she starts saying certain things, you could see him, like, it starting to hit him what she was, and then he was like, okay, whatever. Like, he didn't recoil. He wasn't like, I'm on board. He didn't jump in there and start spouting with her, but he was just like, I can deal with that. That's fine. Like,
yeah, she's like Trump's Stephen Miller,
mm-hmm.
to feed him all the thing, and Trump just goes, okay, as long as the people like me,
right?
I'm fine with
Exactly.
it. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm glad she got her comeuppance. I have one issue. Okay, so my one issue with
you had an issue, yeah.
the entire show. All right, so she's down there. She's getting Stormfront's getting her ass kicked by three superheroes.
Yeah.
Right? She's getting punched and kicked and beat down, and everybody, like, I can just feel like everybody watching it cheer. Right? You can just feel the audience cheer.
That definitely was.
Right? But then she, like, gets up, she runs away, and they, like, stand there and go, huh, she ran away.
Yeah, she threw
Right?
up, right.
And then this is my issue, not even the running away thing. She lands exactly where Butcher was running. There you are. I was looking for you. Like that transition right there. Like she wasn't looking for him. She was just getting away from getting her ass kicked. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's like something missing that connects those two scenes. Both scenes are great. I love the scene in the woods. I love the scene in the open area getting her butt kicked. There's no connective tissue for me. That was
It
my
must
only.
have, I wonder if it got cut in the editing bay,
Probably got cut in editing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just
Something.
like if she was flying over and she saw them,
Yeah.
and that's fine. I'm not gonna fault the show for it, but it was just something that bugged me. I noticed it. I was like, oh, there's nothing between those two scenes.
Yeah, unlike our show, they actually have to fit it into a certain time.
Yeah, well,
Like, they can't ramble on for hours.
oh, yeah, exactly.
But it reminds me, you saying that though, like, I didn't really put it like that. I didn't see it like that, but like now that you explain it, I could definitely see that. But it reminds me of like the Game of Thrones when Arya kills the Ice King.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she just pops up out of nowhere. Like, there's no, like you said, there's no connective tissue between where she was in the last scene to running through the hordes of zombies to what you call it, to just be flying through the air, killing the Ice King. Like you had to get through a whole horde of people. How'd you do it?
Right, like that's like a whole cool episode. Build me up, man. Build me up.
Yeah, so at the end, what did we have left? Basically, they were going to stop the distribution of Compound V.
Okay, so the whole thing went very interestingly in that the Vought, the guy in charge of Vought, basically was willing to make a deal with anybody to keep Vought running.
Yeah.
He really didn't give a shit. It
Mhm.
was all business to him. That was like when Butcher said he was working with the Nazi girl, and he's like, it's business, right?
All about the share price. Yep.
Right? That was weird
Mhm.
to watch, but
Straight out of Jeff Bezos's mouth.
Oh, wow.
Maeve. Let's talk about Maeve for a second. Maeve had an. I don't think they gave her a lot to talk about, and I think her story ended up just being more of the same about Vought, about how they're willing to use people's identity just to make a quick buck,
Mhm.
and how scared she is of Homelander is just adding to Homelander's your fear factor of Homelander. So I think the actress did some good acting. It was an
Mhm.
interesting storyline, but I don't think it really went. Not much to talk about for what it was.
No, the only thing I got was the fear of Homelander wasn't about her. It was about her girlfriend, right? Like what?
Well, I
happened-
think she's afraid of Homelander too. She said
Yeah,
she
but
couldn't
not.
protect
Yeah, I
her.
wouldn't. I think she was
Yeah,
more
but I
worried
think-
about what the girlfriend though.
Because he was talking about being able to protect her. Like
Mhm.
I think she could go toe to toe. Like he might beat her, but I don't think that she could go
Right.
as strong as Homelander. It looks like.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think she was scared for herself with Homelander. More so.
Yeah.
She was definitely beat down though. That
That's
poor
a
lady
raw
was
deal of
freaking.
everyone, though. I think like she definitely got a raw deal.
Yeah. She had some great scenes though. The actress, like
Mhm.
she's just like smoking there, just beat the hell down.
Yeah.
Who the
Yeah.
fuck are you? Like
Right.
she's like Dewey's like, huh? Was I talking to you? She had some great lines. She was good.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Oh, let's talk about the Scientologists too.
Oh, that the whole
Oh.
religion with the deep and that was such a
Yeah.
creepy. That was
There's
mostly
such
just
interesting
creepy.
tidbits in this show. Like there's such interesting tidbits.
Man.
I was waiting for the deep to do
Okay,
something.
hang on. I gotta ask you guys, what is with all the Fresca?
Is there a corporate sponsorship or something?
I don't know.
Is Fresca still a company? Like,
But you notice,
Yeah.
you notice the guy, the Vought chairman didn't drink it. He refused it. Everybody else drank it. So I'm assuming there's something in it
Could
that
be.
kind of makes you vulnerable
Yeah.
to suggestion.
That's a
Yeah, I don't think A-Train drank it either, did he?
No, but he kept asking, "You want a
Right.
Fresca? You want a Fresca?" And
Yeah, the Deep was all into that.
he was all into it. And I was waiting for the Deep to do something, and he failed me.
Yeah.
He failed me hard. I really wanted him. Oh, okay.
Was it a
What-
metaphor for drinking the Kool-Aid?
Yeah, probably something that simple. We're probably looking too deep into it. We're like, is there something in the drink? No, it's just a metaphor.
Yeah.
Okay. The Congress lady. Tell me, was she the bald woman that was in the mental asylum?
No, I don't think that was her.
But they both have the
Because how
same
she escaped
power.
And all of a sudden, she's a congresswoman. No, I think that AOC clone was already in Congress and was already a suit, but she just kept hidden, right?
Yeah, I think
Her power is hidden.
Just kept hidden.
But the reason I say that is the bald lady had the exact same
Right.
power
Yeah.
as her. So are they related? Like I need a picture of them next to each other. Are they like
Yeah.
twins? Are they like
No, look
twins
this
or
up.
something?
That's a storyline, another hanging storyline.
Hmm. Like when his head exploded, like everybody's heads exploding was such a great scene.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was so wild when they're like,
And her just acting like she was super scared and not.
she did. She fooled everybody. I didn't even
Definitely
suspect
fooled
it.
me.
I was waiting for the camera to pan to that bald lady standing outside, popping heads. So that was good. That was a good like kind of side thing that kept you guessing about where stuff's going.
Yeah.
So what was your guys' like favorite scene? What was the most dynamic, interesting thing that you had this season for you? Like for me, Homelander, he still gets to me. Like that character and the way that actor portrays him, like his jaw. Something about the way his jaw moves is so interesting. And then when like he went into the cabin looking for the kid and his kid wasn't there, and the SEAL team was in there.
Yeah, his eye and the eyes. That was
He's
good.
so good at that.
He is, yeah. Like I don't even recognize the actor. Like it's not like he's like, you know what I mean? Like I know who he is, but like never really seen him in much before this.
Yeah, he also doesn't have naturally blonde hair, so that really does a
Oh, for real?
hit on you.
Oh,
And he's from New Zealand, by the way.
dude, like
Anthony Starr is
His
his name.
acting is great because he's definitely terrifying. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I look at him and I'm like, yo, like he definitely is doing a great job of being like maniacally terrified. Not even maniacally, like just
He's so broken, it's scary.
Yeah, but he is scary. Like he's just like like I don't know. Like he has this. Like he's able to exude this kind of like. Is it evil? Is it? I don't even know. Like menacing.
Well, it's like the friendly evil. It's that weird like he's talking nice. That southern, that southern thing where they say something. Yeah, they say something nice, but they're freaking giving you the business, like that, but in a more powered behind it. It is a frightening combination. But again, the other really interesting thing was Maeve showing him the video, and the way the actor went through the emotions of like laughing and being like wanting to get revenge, but knowing that deep down what he wants, he can't. Like he's just got to give in to this event. He just got me the whole show. I'm glad they never killed him or found like anything. Like keeping him at bay is the most interesting part for me. Is that it? Is that what we got?
No, well, I'm trying to think if there was any other outstanding.
I
mean,
I didn't think
So I like the way Frenchie and
the female. Oh no, what's her name? She actually has a name.
Kiku or Kiki.
Yeah. Kimiko.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There it is.
I like that they spun off together. That was dope.
Yeah.
So wait, were they trying to say that the team was splitting up? Is this like?
I think it was kind of everybody got to go home for once because they finally found a way to not defeat anybody. They defeated Stormfront, but everybody else is more of like, okay, we're on a mutually assured destruction kind of a level where you can kind of live with everybody out in the world doing their thing.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. I'm just glad Kimiko got to put some hands and feet on Stormfront.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking forward to that. I was hoping she was the one that would kill her, but
Yeah, I'm glad they got to beat her up, but I'm sad that it was an interesting way to go to have the kid get pissed and hate. Because remember that whole thing, that the lesson about hate, and so
it was very Superman Returns, if you remember, when what's his face, Luthor had them on the boat. He got pissed off and shoved the piano into the the henchman. So the other thing I liked was Huey's development this year.
You did like that? I mean, I didn't have any problem with anybody, but
yeah. No, I'm glad he seems to be coming to his own, like realizing where his place is in the world, right? So, like when we first saw him, he was just like a mess, right? He lost his
I think
girlfriend and
losing the girlfriend thing very long.
like he knows where his morals lie. Like he knows his limits. He knows what he'll do like he knows. I think he knows he would never go as far as Butcher does or did. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He still got some principles, at least, right?
his explanation for his mother is, I think, going to be a trick in the next season because
Mhm.
I feel like his mother's got to be more important than just like Billy Joel soundtrack.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, I like his rationale. I like as that story played out and like, oh, his mom left when he was with his and like bringing him back to those sons. I dig that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's you know that since it came up out the blue,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like season 3 there may be an appearance from his mom.
All right.
Probably. Oh, and I also liked seeing Butcher's family too. Like the aunt, what was it? His aunt they went to see.
Yeah.
His
aunt was
aunt,
cool.
his
Yeah.
aunt was like a drug dealer,
Yeah.
and then his dad was, you know, I recognize that actor.
he was from Fringe. Remember the
Yeah.
Oh, he was also
father.
in Lord of the Rings. He was
Yeah.
that terrible father in Lord of the Rings, wasn't
Yeah.
That was a terrible dad.
he? Like, dude, you need a better agent. You're really people aren't going to look at you very well. You're going to think.
I like
Yeah, his name's John Noble.
All right. Well, I give the series a straight A plus, man.
I'm giving it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead with it.
Yeah, I'm with you there. What do you? Any hypothesis on season 3?
It's
Besides,
got to.
You were talking about the mom. So
I think there's going to be something with the mom. The fact that she just disappeared and people get put away into the asylums for being supers tells me something's up with his mom.
Mhm.
And then
it came out of the blue. Like,
right, you don't talk about it if it's not going to be something.
why didn't we hear about this before? Like, it just like came up. Like, oh, they're in the car now, and like, yeah.
Yeah.
Going a whole season without hearing anything about any Billy Joel or nothing like. Yeah, so it makes me feel like it's important.
Yeah, and
And-
I have a feeling we're going to see more of the Homelander's son with Butcher.
Yeah, that's correct. I think it's all
Butcher, I don't think with Butcher.
No?
he sent him off. He sent him off.
sent
Oh,
him
right. That's right. That's
Like,
right.
I don't know. Like, but maybe as a team up, maybe
Maybe he has to go get him for help or something like that.
But I
Or
also see
save him.
maybe another kid or two.
For me, I think the main storyline is going to be based around that Congresswoman.
Yeah, true. Forgot
I
about her.
really think she's going to be the next. I don't know if she's the next big threat or if she's a threat to Vought and Vought knows who she is.
Who was she killed at the end? I forgot.
Well, she killed.
She killed the Scientologist guy,
Right, that's right. Yeah.
the one I wanted Deep to kill.
Yeah.
I really wanted Deep to like throw the goldfish at him or something, like have him eat him from the inside or something.
Aw.
Like
Yeah.
when A-Train gave him the goldfish, I'm like, oh, the goldfish is gonna do something cool.
Mhm.
No.
He gave me the goldfish.
Yeah, that
Okay.
storyline with the Congresswoman is going to be interesting this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that the lamplighter, the whole lamplighter thing,
Mm-hmm.
that the existence of superhero porn was crazy. Like I can't believe this is in this world. This happens.
And it's not just that he had like one or two. There was
He
like
had all
10
of
or
them.
15 different
But
ones
dude-
there.
Those were his coworkers.
Yeah.
It's like you've got coworker porn. That's the worst.
Yeah.
So Mike works alone at home, so he technically has coworker porn.
There you go.
All the things that would come of corporate superheroes, though.
Oh yeah, no, everything. That's what I love about the show is it feels so honest. You're like, superheroes exist, and like everybody else is like, oh, these deep dark guys, they go over and take over. No, they're just like corporate entities with movies and video games and like
Yeah.
like a Disney World. Like it's like Mickey Mouse had superpowers.
Mm-hmm. They do it for the money.
Do it for the bread.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think we're going to call it for the night. I think,
Wait, that's it?
yeah, it's 10 o'clock.
Oh, wow. I don't even know.
And Brooksy never showed to yell and scream about the Lakers.
Yeah, she doesn't get to say anything next week. It's too
Yeah,
late.
yeah, that's it. I want to hear
That's right. It's the content's over. We don't get to talk about it anymore.
No more basketball till next year.
Yeah, pretty much.
So who's James going to bandwagon next year? Hey, if he wants to defend himself, he's got to be on the cast.
Gotta be on the show to defend yourself.
Oh, man.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining me.
All
Had a
right.
good time.
Yeah.
You know, Mike, where can people find us?
Oh, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're at Hero Speak. Catch us on YouTube and catch all our shows. If you're into the audio while you're driving, we're on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn, anywhere you get a podcast.
I need like little magic letters to go under Keith's hand.
I was like, I'm putting the movements in. So you
Yeah. We'll add it in post.
And if you want it after last week's episode, if you want James to take over my job, just put it on Twitter. Let me know.
He definitely had a lot of verve.
He was excited, man. Like I put my headphones on to edit the podcast, and I'm like, "You guys are chatting," and then he's like, "Hello, New York." I was like,
I've experienced that from James. I've never.
I like that he's got a lot of excitement to him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Tweet at us or hit us up on Facebook. Let us know.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you for
All
joining
right.
us. We'll see
Night,
you
everyone.
soon.
Cheers.